All right, here we are. We're on page 26. Set the timer. Okay, we're at the bottom where it says accountability. Few things prompt a person to follow through like accountability. One of the ways you can do that is to make your goals public. When you tell others about what you intend to do, it puts pressure on you to keep working at it. You can request that specific individuals ask you about your progress. It's similar to having a deadline to keep you moving. You can even write things down as a form of accountability. That's what Darren Hardy suggests. He says that you should track every action that pertains to an area where you want to see improvement, whether it relates to finances, health, career, or relationships. Simply carry around a small notebook, something you'll keep in your pocket or pursue at all times, and a writing instrument, says Hardy. You're going to write it all down every day, without fail. No excuses, no exceptions, as if Big Brother's watching you. Doesn't sound like much fun, I know, writing things down on a little piece of paper, but tracking my progress and missteps is one of the reasons I've accumulated the success I have. The process forces you to be conscious of your decisions. It's so true. And I was very reluctant to write down my goals for a long time. And I feel like I told my team by my example not to write down their goals. And we've changed that. We're writing down our goals now, and it's awesome. All right, attraction. If you become aware of the steps you must take to do what you want to do, that sounds weird. If you become aware of the steps you must take to do what you want to do, take action and become accountable for following through. You will begin to produce the behavior you desire, and you will start getting closer to doing what you want to do. And that will start to result in a positive side effect. You start attracting like-minded people. The law of magnetism in the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership says, who you are is who you attract. That is true in leadership, but it is also true in every other aspect of life. As my mother used to say, birds of a feather flock together. That the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, that's a really good one too. We should definitely read that one in book club sometime. If you want to be around growing people, become a growing person. If you're committed, you attract others who are committed. If you're growing, you attract others who are growing. This puts you in a position to begin building a community of like-minded people who can help one another succeed. Number 6, do you know people who do what you'd like to do? Sorry, really quick, my mind was back on that. It's so true. I've just noticed, when I grow, my team grows. When I am stagnant, my team is stagnant. They really do follow your example. And your family too. When I'm, doing really good with chores, they tend to be doing better with chores because I'm, keeping track of them better. And it's just interesting. All right. 6, do you know people who do what you'd like to do? My greatest growth has always come as a result of finding people ahead of me who were able to show me the way forward. Some of them have helped me through personal contact, but most have helped through the books they've written. When I've had questions, I found answers in their wisdom. When I wanted to learn how to lead better, I looked to Melvin Maxwell, Bill Hybels, John Wooden, Oswald Sanders, Jesus Christ, and hundreds of others to show me the way. If I've learned how to communicate more effectively, it is because I've learned from Andy Stanley, Johnny Carson, Howard Hendricks, Ronald Reagan, Billy Graham, and hundreds of others. If I create and write in a way that helps people, it is because Les Staub, Max Lucado, Charlie Wetzel, Les Parrott, Bob Buford, and others have spent time with me. If you have discovered what you want to do, start finding people who do what you want to do with excellence. Then do what you must to learn from them. I don't know if he says it in this book, but he says, oh, Shannon's here. Hold on. He says now that he has a lunch date, and I don't remember if it's once a month or once a week, but he picks someone who's really good at what they do, like an expert, and he has lunch with them. He flies to wherever they live, and he has lunch with them and asks them 7 questions. Have you guys heard that of John Maxwell doing that? The 7-question lunch. It's really interesting. I really like that because when you're humble and learning from other people, it's just cool. learn a lot. Hi, Shannon. We're on page 28. We're down the middle. Okay. If you have discovered what you want to do, start finding people. Yeah, I said that. Okay. Get committed. Pay people for their time if necessary. Be consistent. Meet purposefully every month with someone who can teach you. Be creative. Start with their books if you can't meet them in person. Be purposeful. Spend 2 hours in preparation for every hour of interaction. Be reflective. Spend 2 hours in reflection for every hour of interaction. Be grateful. These people are gifts to your personal growth. Be sure to let them know. One thing I remember him saying about his meeting with people, it looks like monthly, is that almost every single person said that they got to where they got because of a hard time in their life. Like they overcame hard times, and that's what made them grow. So that's interesting to think about. Always remember that you cannot get where you want to go on your own. You will need the help of others to guide you on your way. Number 7, should you do what you'd like to do with them? If you are someone who is dedicated to personal growth, you will always be learning from many people and many places. Occasionally, you will have an opportunity to be mentored in an ongoing basis by an individual. Being mentored by someone who is successful in your area of interest has great value, and I will discuss it more thoroughly in the Law of Modeling chapter. However, I pause now to give you advice as you approach a mentor. If you find a potential mentor, know that the following are your responsibility. Possess a teachable spirit. Always be prepared for the time you get with your mentor. Set the agenda by asking great questions. Demonstrate how you've learned from your time together. Be accountable for what you've learned. As someone who has mentored a lot of people, I can tell you what I think the responsibilities of a mentor are. My responsibility to the people I mentor is to add value. My goal is always to help them to become more than they are, not try to make them something they're not. These are the areas I focus on: strengths, temperament, track record, passion, choices, advice, support and resources in people, game plan, feedback, encouragement. For each of these areas, think about what specific contribution you can offer to the person you are mentoring. One of the people I've enjoyed investing in is Courtney McBath of Norfolk, Virginia. The second time I met with him, he said the following: here's what I asked. Here's what you shared. Here's what I did. Now, can I ask more questions? With someone who follows through like that, my answer is always yes. Every person who can help you is not necessarily the right person to help you. You must pick and choose, and so must they. Your goal should be to find a fit that is mutually beneficial for both mentor and mentee. Will you pay the price to do what you want to do? Okay. Author and educator James Thom says, probably the most honest, self-made man ever was the one we heard say, I got to the top the hard way, fighting my own laziness and ignorance every step of the way. That sure has a lot of truth in it, doesn't it? Yeah, it's true. When it comes to barriers to success, we are usually our own worst enemies. Several years ago, I came across a piece called Dream Big. It's full of encouraging words, but also captures what it takes to follow your dreams. It says, if there were ever a time to dare, to make a difference, to embark on something worth doing, it is now. Not for any grand cause necessarily, but for something that tugs at your heart, something that's your aspiration, something that's your dream. You owe it to yourself to make your days here count. Have fun, dig deep, stretch, dream big. Know, though, that things worth doing seldom come easy. There will be good days and there will be bad days. There will be times when you want to turn around, pack it up, and call it quits. Those times tell you that you are pushing yourself, that you are not afraid to learn by trying. Taking the steps necessary to live your dreams and do what you want to do will cost you. You will have to work hard. You will have to make sacrifices. You will have to keep learning and growing and changing. Are you willing to pay that price? I certainly hope you are, but know this: most people aren't. I love this because there really are good days and bad days. Like every day, I don't look for the bad, but I know it's coming, and so it's like, okay, wonder what. And what's funny is like my kids almost every single day are like fighting or throwing fits, like I'm like, I just need to like, schedule in like an hour of tantrum time every day because it's just gonna happen, Like I don't know why I'm surprised by it. But anyways, so sorry I kind of hogged all the reading today. But thank you so much for hopping on. Such good stuff. All right, I'm gonna put my little thing. Number 9, 31. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hopping on.